These are my two boys up on the screen right now. That's Carter on the right, Benny on the left. They are wonderful boys, and they keep us on our toes. Oh my gosh. They are a handful, to say the least. One of the most common phrases they ever hear is this: time and place, time and place. They usually hear it associated with kind of a dad glare, but this is how it shows up, right? Something like wrestling. Wrestling in the backyard? Absolutely. When we're sitting in this nice restaurant and you guys start to horse around, I look across the table and say, time and place, time and place. The parallel here is that we need to be much more thoughtful and precise about the time and place when we're bringing change management into this new agile world. The pace and cadence of change, these 2-week, 4-week, 6-week sprints and releases, continually engaging and touching our people in a totally different way, that is a new way of change moving forward. It's a different pace and cadence. And so the change management approach changes. Here's a quote coming right out of the research. Less details in the structure at first. Create the high-level structure. Save the details to be filled in as you execute and learn from experiences. What we see coming out of the research is that we need to align with functionality deliveries. Our time and place is determined by the sprints and releases and how the Agile initiative is touching and impacting our people. We need to continually reevaluate and be very selective. Time and place, time and place. We need to be more thoughtful and strategic and precise so that our change management activities are at the right time and place along this Agile initiative. This is how it starts to pull together. This is the way we would map ADKAR to a traditional waterfall approach. Plan, discover, design, develop. The beginning of deploy is a go live. We would say we align ability with go live, and then we back into what's the knowledge, desire, and awareness work to be done. We think about when we are going to do the reinforcement work, and that's how we would map ADKAR to a traditional waterfall approach. Align ability with go live and back up from there. But now let's start to think about what does ADKAR look like if we bring it into an agile initiative that's using sprints and releases. And so what I have on the slide is ADKAR down the middle. The initiative level things fold up. The release or sprint level things fold down. Awareness of the need for change is an initiative level thing. Awareness of the need for dynamic 2015 or whatever, that is an initiative level function. Each sprint and release, I don't really have a huge awareness of the need for this sprint or release. Awareness is at the initiative level. Likewise, desire tends to be more at that initiative level. I need to get bought on board with next gen. The desire to participate and support next gen is at the next gen level, not necessarily the release or the sprint level. Knowledge and ability flip and become very much focused on the release or the sprint. There's not really knowledge or ability around next gen generally, but the initiative next gen, release number 3, has specific knowledge and ability components. And then reinforcement we do at both the initiative and the release and sprint level. And so if I were to visualize this, I would say awareness and desire for next gen, and then each of my releases have knowledge ability waves. And I, of course, might need to revisit awareness and revisit desire, just like we would in a normal traditional waterfall approach. But what we've done is start to really reorient and align individual transitions described by ADKAR through the initiative and sprint release framework. We do the same thing for the 5 levers of change management here on the next slide. This is how we would swim lane the 5 levers of change management against a traditional waterfall approach: the communication plan, the sponsor roadmap, the coaching plan, the training plan, and the resistance management plan. And again, I'm giving you kind of the sneak peek visuals here. We spend pretty much the afternoon unpacking these in our Agile workshop. What does it look like if I were to take those 5 swim lanes that I mapped against a traditional waterfall approach and then map them into my initiative or release sprint level? And we're going to do the same thing and say, I need a communication plan, a sponsor roadmap, and a resistance management plan for next gen at the initiative level. But each release is going to be having scaled communications, coaching, training, resistance management that match the pace and cadence of those releases. So that's what we mean when we start to talk about matching the pace and cadence of the release. Remember Carter and Benny, my 2 little boys, and time and place, time and place. You, as a change practitioner, need to make sure that you are showing up at the right time and the right place with your change management work to match the pace and cadence of this new iterative way of working.